हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances at your lotus feet. वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. नमां विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने. नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशधारिणे. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. तथैव चान्ये नरलोकवीराय आहवे कृष्णमुखारविन्दं नेत्रय पिबन्तो नयनाभिरामं पार्थास्त्रपूत पदमापुरस्य. अहोपकीयं स्तनकालकूटं जिघ्रांसयापाय यदप्यसाध्वी लेभे गतिं धात्र्युचितां ततोऽन्यं कं वा दयालुं शरणं व्रजेम. अशेषसङ्क्लेशशमं विधत्ते गुणानुवादश्रवणं मुरारे. किं वा पुनस्तच्चरणारविन्द परागसेवारतिरात्मलब्धा. सोऽहं नृणां शूल्यसुखाय दुःखं महद्गतानां विरमाय तस्य प्रवर्तये भागवतं पुराणं यदाह साक्षात् भगवान् ऋषिभ्यः. त्वं भक्तियोगपरिभावितहृत्सरोज आसे श्रुतेक्षितपथो ननु नाथ पुंसां यद्यद्धियात उरुगाय विभावयन्ति तत्तद्वपु प्रणयसे सदनुग्रहाय. सोऽसावदभ्रकरुणो भगवान् विवृद्ध प्रेम स्मितेन नयनाम्बुरुहं वृजिम्भन्. उत्थाय विश्वविजयाय च नो विषादम् माध्व्या गिरापनयतात् पुरुषः पुराणः. ससर्जाग्र्यन्दतां मिश्रम् अथत्तां मिश्रमाधिकृ महामोहं च मोहं च तमश्चाज्ञानवृत्तयः. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Let us begin our study of Srimad Bhagavatam, continuing 10th canto, continuing 3rd canto, chapter 14, entitled Pregnancy of Diti in the Evening. Text 38, where Shri Kashyap Muni is speaking to his good wife, mother Diti. Kashyap uvacha अप्रायत्याद् आत्मनस्ते दोषान् मौहूर्तिकाद् उत मन्निदेशातिचारेण देवानां चातिहेलनात्. So in the previous verses, we saw how Diti felt very regretful about her action. She begged forgiveness from her husband. She begged forgiveness from Lord Shiva. She also offered prayers to Lord Shiva. And she begged her husband, Sri Kashyap Muni, to request Lord Shiva that her pregnancy should not get spoiled. Now Kashyap Muni is replying to his wife Diti. The learned Kashyap Muni said, because of your minds being polluted, because of defilement of the particular time, because of your negligence of my directions, and because of your being apathetic to the demigods, everything was inauspicious. Kashyap Muni is just being very honest with his wife Diti that you had lusty desires in your mind was polluted with lust, the time was inauspicious, you neglected my instructions, you were disrespectful to Lord Shiva, therefore, everything was inauspicious. Purport by our beloved founder Acharya, His Divine Grace, Sri Srimad Abhay Charanarvind Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada. The conditions for having good progeny in society are that the husband should be disciplined in religious and regulative principles, and the wife should be faithful to the husband. These are the two conditions to get good progeny. The husband should be a spiritualist, should be disciplined, self controlled, and the wife also should be faithful to the husband. In Sri Bhagavad Gita 7.11, it is said that sexual intercourse, according to religious principles, is a representation of Krishna consciousness. Who knows this verse? Yes, Janani Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी। धर्मा विरुद्धो भूतेषु कामोऽस्मि बर्हि।
Yes, correct. Before engaging in sexual intercourse, both the husband and the wife must consider their mental condition, the particular time, the husband direction, and obedience to the demigods. And unfortunately, all these four factors were neglected by Diti. Her mind was polluted, time was inauspicious, she neglected her husband's instruction, and she was disrespectful to Lord Shiva. According to Vedic society, there is a suitable auspicious time for sex life, which is called the time for Garbhadan. Diti neglected all the principles of scriptural injunction, and therefore, although she was very anxious for auspicious children, she was informed that her children would not be worthy to be the sons of Brahman. So one may want so many things, but as Srila Prabhupada said, first deserve, then desire. We may want, but if one is not qualified, then one may not get it. There is a clear indication herein that a Brahman's son is not always a Brahman. Kashyap Muni was certainly a high-class Brahman. And Brahma Janati iti Brahman. Shama, Dama, Tapa, Arjavam, Asthikyam. All these are qualities of a Brahman. Kashyap Muni had, but his sons Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu did not. This shows us that a Brahman's son by birth may not be a Brahman. Prabhupada is saying. Personalities, like Ravan and Hiranyakashipu were actually born of Brahmanas. but they were not accepted as Brahmanas because their fathers did not follow the regulative principles for their birth. Such children are called demons or Rakshasas. There were only one or two Rakshasas in the previous ages due to negligence of the disciplinary methods. But during the age of Kali, there is no discipline in sex life. How then can one expect good children? Srila Prabhupada is making a very practical point, and very true, we see it. Certainly, unwanted children cannot be a source of happiness in society, but through the Krishna consciousness movement, they can be raised to the human standard by chanting the holy names of God. That is the unique contribution of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to human society. That Nama Haita Haya Sarva Jagata Nistar. Doesn't matter who we are. If we chant Hare Krishna, we will be delivered. Kirtana Deva Krishnasya Mukta Sangha Param Rajat. Text 39. भविष्यतस्तवा भद्रा अभद्रे जाठराधमो लोकान् सपालां स्त्रिंश्चण्डी मुहुर आक्रन्दयिष्यतः. O haughty one, Kashyap Muni is telling his wife, O haughty one, you will have two contemptuous sons, born of your condemned womb. Unlucky woman, they will cause constant lamentation to all the three worlds. Hare Krishna. He's calling his wife Bhavishyata Tava Abhadrau. You will have two Abhadra sons, inauspicious sons. And he's calling his wife also Abhadre, unlucky one. And Jathara Adhamau. He's calling his womb Adham, condemned womb. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada writes, Abhadra, contemptuous sons are born of the condemned womb of their mother. In Sri Bhagavad Gita 1.40, it is said, when there is deliberate negligence of the regulative principles of religious life, the women as a class become polluted, and as a result, there are unwanted children. This is especially true for boys. If the mother is not good, there cannot be good sons. The learned Kashyap could foresee the character of the sons who would be born of the condemned womb of Diti. The womb was condemned because of the mothers being too sexually inclined and thus transgressing all the laws and injunctions of the scriptures. In a society where such women are predominant, one should not expect good children. So, a good mother is necessary for good children. 40. Praninam hanyamanaam deenanam akritagasam strinam nigrya mananam kopiteshu mahatmasu. Kashyap Muni is telling his wife, your sons will kill poor, faultless living entities. Praninam hanyamananam. They'll kill faultless living entities. They will torture women. Strinam. Nigrya mananam. And they will enrage the great souls. Kopiteshu mahatmasu. The Mahatmas will be angry with your sons. What a condemned life. You're killing the poor, faultless living entities. You're torturing women and you are enraging the great souls. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada writes, demoniac activities are predominant when innocent, faultless living entities are killed, women are tortured, and the great souls engaged in Krishna consciousness are enraged. These are very inauspicious things for the society. When the sadhus are enraged, where women are tortured, and there is killing of innocent people, abortions, rapes, and the sadhus being troubled. In a demoniac society, innocent animals are killed to satisfy the tongue, and women are tortured by unnecessary sexual indulgence. Where there are women and meat, there must be liquor and sex indulgence. So these are all sinful activities in society. 41. तदा विश्वेश्वरः क्रुद्धो भगवाल्लोकभावन हनिष्यत् अवतीर्यासौ यथाद्रिन् शतपर्वधृक्. At that time, the Lord of the universe, Vishweshwar, means Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the well-wisher of all living entities, Bhagaval Loka Bhavana, he is the well-wisher of all living entities. Suridam Sarvabhutana. Supreme Lord Bhagwan will descend and kill both your sons, just as Indra smashes the mountains with his thunderbolts. Yathadrim Shataparva Dhrik. Shataparva Dhrik means the controller of thunderbolt, Indra. Yatha Adri. Adri means mountains. Just like mountains are destroyed by the thunderbolt of Indra, your sons will be destroyed by the Supreme Lord, Hari. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada says, as stated in Bhagavad Gita 4.8, Lord Krishna descends as an incarnation to deliver the devotees and kill the miscreants. The Lord of the universe and of everything would appear to kill the sons of Diti because of their offending the devotees of the Lord. There are many agents of the Lord such as Indra, Chandra, Varun, Durga, and Kali who can chastise any formidable miscreants in the world. All these demigods are generally powerful enough to kill the miscreants. The Supreme Personality of Godhead does not need to descend in order to kill any strongly built body. He comes down just for the sake of the devotees. Paritranaya sadhuna. Krishna comes mainly for the sadhus. Dushtadaman Leela can be done even by the demigods. The killing of the miscreants by Lord Krishna is also the mercy of Lord Krishna towards the miscreant. Although apparently the Lord takes the side of the devotee. It appears that Krishna is taking side of the devotees, but even the demons who come in contact with Krishna, they benefit. Since Lord Krishna is absolute, there is no difference between his activities of killing the miscreants and favoring the devotees. Krishna may appear to favor the devotees, Krishna may appear to kill the demons, but both get benefited. 42. Ditir Uvacha Vadham Bhagavata Sakshat Sunabhodara Bahuna Ashase Putrayormayam Ma Kruddhad Brahmanad Prabho. Diti said, it is very good that my sons will be magnanimously killed by the arms of the Supreme Personality of God with the Sudarshan Chakra. O my husband, may they never be killed by the wrath of the Brahman devotees. Ma Kruddhad Brahmanad Prabho. O my dear Prabhu, O my dear husband, let them not be killed by the anger of the Brahmanas. I am happy that Vadham Bhagavata Sakshat, that Sakshat Bhagwan will come and kill them. I am happy about that. But let them not be killed by the anger of the Brahmanas. This is very, very interesting verse. Please let us try to hear attentively. Verse number 42. Purport. Srila Prabhupada writes, when Diti heard from her husband that the great souls would be angered by the activities of her sons. Remember, Kashyap Muni said that they will torture the women, they will kill innocent people, and they will be a source of anger to the Mahatmas. So Diti was scared. Is the anger of the Mahatma going to kill them? She did not want that. And then our Kashyap Muni said that they will be killed by the Supreme Lord Himself. So she's very happy. Oh, that's good. The Supreme Lord will kill them. I don't want them to die because of the wrath, the anger of the Brahmanas. Vena was killed like that. And therefore, Sripad Narad Muni in the seventh canto said that Vena, who died in the fourth canto, he did not get a higher destination. He had a condemned life and a condemned death. But those who are killed by Krishna, they attain liberation. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada explains the feelings of Diti, why she's saying like this. When Diti heard from her husband that the great souls would be angered by the activities of her sons, she was very anxious. She thought that her sons might be killed by the wrath, the anger of the Brahmanas. Kruddhad Brahmana. The Lord does not appear when the Brahmanas become angry at someone, because the wrath of a Brahman is sufficient in itself. He certainly appears, however, when his devotees simply becomes sorry. A devotee of the Lord never prays to the Lord to appear for the sake of the troubles the miscreants cause for him, and he never bothers him by asking for protection. Rather, Lord Krishna is anxious to give protection to the devotees. Diti knew well that the killing of her sons by the Lord would also be the Lord's mercy. So Prabhupada is saying something very important. The devotees may be troubled by miscreants in this world, but the devotee never prays to Krishna that Krishna, please come and save me. But Krishna, out of his own choice, comes for Paritranaya Sadhunam, comes to save the devotees because Krishna cannot live without his devotees. Krishna loves his devotees. So Krishna himself comes, even though the devotees don't call. So now, everyone, please look here. Pay attention. So the question is, why did Draupadi call Krishna? She was being troubled by miscreants like Dushasan and Duryodhan. Prabhupada says, a devotee may be tortured by the miscreants, but the devotee doesn't call Krishna for protection, but Krishna himself comes because Krishna cannot see his devotee being troubled because there is a relationship of love. The devotee loves Krishna, so then, ye yatha mam prapadyante, tam satheva bhajamyam. Krishna loves the devotee. Sadhavo hridayam mahyam, sadhunam hridayam toham. I am in the heart of the sadhus and the sadhus are in my heart. This is Krishna's reciprocal dealing. So question is, why did Draupadi call Krishna for help? Govinda Dwaraka Vasi, Krishna Gopi Janapriya. Why did Draupadi call? Yes, Bhagavati Vasudha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandas Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Draupadi wanted to protect Krishna's name, so that's why she didn't want that bad thing happen in the name of God. So she wanted to protect God.
Very nice. Yes, very true. Draupadi was thinking, Pratigya tava Govinda name bhakta pranashyati. It is your pratigya, O Govinda, that my devotee will never perish. And today, if I perish in the Kuru Sabha, what will people say? That Krishna could not keep his promise? Kaunteya pratijane hi name bhakta pranashyati. Krishna has promised, I will always protect my devotees. So Krishna you protect. There is another reason why Draupadi called Krishna for help in the Kuru Sabha when Dushasan was attacking her. Our acharyas have commented. Yes, Shantaratika Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Prabhuji, is it that Draupadi wanted to teach ki unless or until we are fully surrendered to the Lord, then only Lord comes, like Bhaktya Mama Vijanati. Pehle to she was calling her husband, Bhishpitama and Acharya were, but later on she fully depended on Krishna and called her.
Yes, that is also true. Draupadi wanted to teach the world that when we take one pointed shelter of Krishna, Ananyanath, no other Nath, only Krishna. Agre kurunamath pandavanam dushasanena ritavastrakesha Krishna tadakroshad ananyanatha Govinda damodara madhaveti. Yes, you're right. She wanted to show the world that the way to call Krishna is through undeviated, one pointed devotion. But there is another reason why, even though a devotee in trouble doesn't call Krishna for help, Draupadi called Krishna for help. There is one more reason, very important reason. And this reason is a devotee loves Krishna. Everyone is part of Krishna. Mamaya amsha jiva loka jiva bhuta sanatana. Therefore, a devotee loves everyone. Draupadi loved Dushasan. Draupadi loved Duryodhan. Draupadi loved Karna. This is a fact. Because a devotee loves Krishna, it is impossible for the devotee to hate anyone. Because everyone is part and parcel of Krishna. How can you love Krishna but hate his part and parcel? How can you love someone and hate their children? When the parents love the children, it is not possible. If you love Krishna, you love Krishna completely. You love Krishna's energies also. Jivera Swarup hai Krishnera Nityadas, Krishnera Tadastha Shakti Bhedabhed Prakash. All jivas are Krishna's Tadastha Shakti. So all jivas are part and parcel of Krishna. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Mamaya Amsha Jiva Loka Jiva Buddha Sanatana. So if you love Krishna, you love his Amsha also. Vibhinna Amsha, Swamsha, both. So Draupadi, being a pure devotee, loved and cared for every living entity. She loved Ashwathama, the murderer of her all five sons. Draupadi had 5 sons and 100% mortality. Ashwathama killed all the 5 sons of Draupadi. She became childless. And Draupadi cared for him also. Draupadi gave him the highest advice. Now the only person who can save you is Srimati Radharani. Go to Barsana and pray to Radharani. This is a fact. Ashwathama went and took shelter of Radharani, and he is blessed by Radharani. In the next Manvantar, he will become Vyasdev. Ashwatthama. Padma Puran writes. Next Manvantar, Ashwatthama will be Vyas. All by the mercy of Radharani. And who was the Vartama Pradarshak Guru for Ashwatthama? Where he found shelter of Radharani? Draupadi Devi. So द्रौपदी देवी ने कल्याण किया उस व्यक्ति का जिसने 5 पुत्रों का वध किया था. सोचो. Ordinary person will say, punish this fellow. He is the murderer of all my children. Just punish. Give death punishment. Let this person be condemned. And that is normal. But a devotee is more than normal. A devotee is better than normal. The fact is, Draupadi really cared for Duryodhan, Dushasan, Karna, ityadi. She was their well-wisher. Dhira dhira jana priya, priya karo, nirmatsaro puchito. Why are devotees dear to Dhira Adhira? The sober and the ruffians? Because they love unconditionally. The sober people appreciate the love of a sadhu, and even the miscreants appreciate that this person is completely non-envious, nirmatsar. And he loves us, he cares for us, he is our well-wisher. So they also like. Or at least eventually they will like when they realize. And while they don't understand and they try to torture, the devotee prays, my Lord, forgive them. They do not know what they are doing. While Lord Jesus Christ is being crucified, he is praying like that. Draupadi Devi also was praying. Please listen carefully. Shrimati Draupadi Devi also was praying for Dushasan, for Duryodhan, for Karna. And she was praying to Krishna. Look what they are doing. If they strip me, if they commit this sin, how much they will suffer. Krishna, please don't let them commit this sin. Inko bacha lo. This was the ashay of Draupadi. That's why she was calling Krishna. Krishna, come and stop them. Don't let them commit this heinous sin. How will they suffer if they commit this sin? Please don't let them. That's why Draupadi called Krishna. Stop Duryodhan, stop Dushasan from committing this sin, otherwise they will go to hell. That's why she wanted the Kurukshetra war. That's why she wanted them killed by the arrows of Arjun. Tathaiva chanye naraloka viraya ahave Krishna mukharavindam netrae pibanto nayanabhiramam parthastra puta padamapurasya. Parthastra puta padamapurasya. Purified by the arrow of Arjun. Netrae pibanto nayanabhiramam. Looking at the face of Krishna, they will all die. Padamapurasya. This is the heart of a devotee. Therefore, it is said, Purabe saba bhagavate ikaye, Vaishnavera kriya mudra bhigyena bhujay. All the great souls in the past have said this one thing again and again and again. It is not possible to understand the heart of a Vaishnava. Who can think that Draupadi is calling out to, hey Govinda, hey Krishna, not for her, for Dushasan, for Duryodhan. इनको बचाओ, इनको पाप करने से बचाओ, इनको अपराध करने से बचाओ. This is the glory of a Vaishnava. Diti knew well that the killing of her sons by Lord Krishna would be his mercy. Text 43. Na brahma danda dagdhasya, na bhuta bhayadasya cha, narakaschanu grinanti, yam yam yonim asau gatah. A person who is condemned by a Brahman or is always fearful to other living entities is not favored either by those who are already in hell or by those in the species in which he is born. Prabhupada says in the purport, a practical example of a condemned species of life is the dog. Dogs are so condemned that they never show any sympathy to their contemporary. Even lions are like that. Even tigers are like that. Even grizzly bears are like that. They eat their own cubs. The male tiger, male lion, male grizzly bear may eat up their own cubs. They show no mercy. And people think, oh, one person was telling, next life I want to be born as a dog in America. Such a comfortable life. Everybody cares so much. Old people don't have anyone to care for them, but a dog is taken care of. But actually, dog is a condemned species. We should not have dog in our house. One should not have a dog in one's house. It is muchi. It makes the house dirty. Dogs can be outside the house, in the barn, in the farmhouse. That's okay. You can have sheepdog, German Shepherd. They're all sheepdogs. They can take care of the cattle. They can run, protect the property outside. But inside the house, where we chant, where we cook for Krishna, where there is a temple of Krishna inside the house, there are deities. We should not have a dog because dogs are dirty animals. So we should not keep dogs inside the house. I remember one devotee was aspiring for initiation from Param Pujya His Holiness Srila Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. And Srila Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj very nicely explained that to be initiated, you have to follow certain principles. You have to maintain certain standard of cleanliness. Because a devotee means suchi. Devotee means clean. So the dogs, they shed hair, they lick. They are generally dirty. They don't take a shower after they poop. Nowadays, even human beings don't. They just wipe their rear end and walk out. It's very muchi. One should never do like that. After we pass stool, one must take a bath. One must take a bath. So, and wiping with tissue is not adequate. Ablution is necessary. But anyway, when we keep dog in the house, it is just not a clean thing for a Vaishnava. So that family, they understood and they found another nice home for the dog and they got initiated. Especially in America, this is important because here the houses are very closed. We don't have big angan and favorable temperature where dogs can live outside. It gets very cold in the winter. Things like that. So we should not have pets inside the house for serious devotees. For serious devotees. So I can explain this more on a personal level if anyone has any questions. But this is an important principle. It's a principle of cleanliness because priority is given to serving Krishna, priority is given to the Vaishnava lifestyle and cleanliness as opposed to entertainment or material enjoyment. Ultimately, a dog is meant for enjoyment, for happiness. And a devotee seeks happiness in different ways, not so much through pets. Also, sometimes devotees I've seen they keep cats. One devotee I know has 8 cats in the house. And when I asked, what do you feed the cats? Because cats are obligate carnivores. They are obligate carnivores. So the devotee told me, yes, I feed meat. Now, it's not sinful for a cat to eat meat because that is their diet. They are carnivores. But see, again, the cleanliness gets compromised in the house because now we have to bring meat, which is product of the slaughterhouses inside the house. So things like that, just something to be aware of. And if we already have a pet, it's okay. You can take guidance from whoever your spiritual guide is. And at least in the future, don't get more pets. Whatever pets are there, they are part of the family. Take care of them, but don't get more pets. Because a devotee doesn't have time for all this, a serious devotee. And it's not possible to maintain cleanliness in the house if there is a dog or a cat. So like that. Prabhupada is saying a practical example of a condemned species of life is the dog. So spiritual life means purification and upgrading oneself, one's consciousness. Text 44 and 45. Kashyapa uvacha krita shokanutapena sadya pratyavamarshana bhagavat urumanacha bhave mai apichadara पुत्रस्यैव च पुत्राणां भवितैकः सतां मतः गास्यन्ति यद् यश शुद्धं भगवद् यशसा समम्. The learned Kashyap said, because of your lamentation, penitence, and proper deliberation, and also because of your unflinching faith in the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and because of your adoration for Lord Shiva and me, one of the sons of your son, Hiranyakashipu's son Prahlad, will be an approved devotee of the Lord. And his fame will be broadcast equally with that of the fame of the personality of Godhead Krishna. Bhagavad Yashasa Samam. His glory will be equal to the glory of Krishna. He will be so glorious. Your grandson. So curses in spiritual life always have a hidden blessing. Nalakuber and Manigriv were cursed to become trees, but trees in Vrindavan, where they got to see Damodar Leela, which happened in the month of Kartik, which is coming. So when we come in contact with spiritual personalities, even the reversals in life, setbacks in life, curses in life, they actually have a hidden blessing behind them. So now your sons are going to become demons, Rakshasas, but there is a silver lining to the dark cloud. What? Your grandson will be a Mahabhagavat. Then what is the loss? Because once a Mahabhagavat comes, 21 generations are delivered. So like that. 46. Yogair hemeva durvaranam bhavayishyanti sadhava nirvairadibhir atmanam yachilam anuvartitum. In order to follow in his footsteps, in the footsteps of Prahlad Maharaj, saintly persons will try to emulate his character by practicing freedom from animosity, just as the purifying processes rectify gold of inferior quality. When you heat inferior quality gold, it becomes pure. All the impurities come out. Similarly, by practicing devotional service, we become purer and purer. And this Prahlad Maharaj will be such a pure devotee that all the saintly persons will try to follow his example in the future. Bhavishyanti sadhava. They will follow his example. Prabhupada is saying. In the conditional state, every living being is envious of another living being. But in the liberated state, there is an absence of animosity. Prahlad Maharaj was tortured by his father in so many ways. Yet after the death of his father, he prayed to Krishna, Lord Narasimhadev, for his father's liberation. See how devotees are completely non-envious and they are non-inimical to anybody. They are everyone's friends. Titikshava Karunika, Surida Sarva Dehinam, Ajata Shatrava Shanta, Sadhavo Sadhu Bhushanam. These are the qualities of a sadhu. That they are titikshava, tolerant. Karunaika, they are very merciful. Surida sarvadehinam, they are friendly to everyone. Ajata shatra, they don't have any enemy. Shanta, they are peaceful. These are the qualities of sadhu. Sadhu, sadhu bhushanam. Titikshava karunaika, surida sarvadehinam, ajata shatra shanta, sadhu, sadhu bhushanam. Last verse 47. Yat prasadadidam vishvam prasidati yat atmakam sasvadrig bhagavan yasya toshyate nanyayadrisha. Everyone will be pleased with him, with Prahlad Maharaj, because the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Supreme Controller of the universe, is always satisfied with a devotee who does not wish for anything beyond Krishna. A devotee only wants Krishna. न धनम न जनम न सुंदरिम कविताम वा जगदीश कामये मम जन्मनि जन्मनीश्वरे भवता भक्ति रहैतु कीत्वै. A devotee only wants to serve Krishna birth after birth. And such a devotee completely satisfies Krishna. And yasmin tushte jagat tushtam. If Krishna is satisfied, everyone is satisfied. Therefore, Sri Kashyap Muni is telling his wife Diti that don't worry, your grandson will be a great devotee. He will please the Supreme Lord. And because he will please the Supreme Lord, everyone else will be pleased with him. Yatha taror mula nishechena triptyanti skanda bhujopa shakha. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is situated everywhere as a super soul, and he can dictate to anyone and everyone as he likes. The would-be grandson of Diti, who was predicted to be a great devotee, Prahlad Maharaj, would be liked by everyone, even by the enemies of his father, because he would have no other vision besides the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. Sthavar Jangam dekhe, na dekhe tara murti, sarvatra spure, sarvatra hai nija ishtadev spurti. Everywhere they see their ishtadev. So, in this way, Kashyap Muni is telling the inglorious nature of Diti's future twin sons, Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu. At the same time, he is giving a good news that don't worry, your grandson will be a great devotee. Your sons will be non-devotees, grandson will be a great devotee. This shows, my dear friends, how powerful astrology is. Just based on the inauspicious timing of their conception, Kashyap Muni, who was a very advanced, saintly person, very learned in the Shastra, he could predict that you will have two sons and both will be Rakshasas. But your grandson will be a Mahabhagavat. So this is the greatness of Kashyap Muni. He was very great. He honestly chastised his wife because she needed to be chastised. At the same time, he told her matter-of-factly the prognosis. The prognosis is very bad. Your two sons are going to be Rakshasas. But he also gave her good news. What are the two good news that Kashyap Muni gave? Who can tell? Yes, Ajay Govind Prabhu and Mukta Sangha Prabhu. Both of you tell one good news.
I raised the hand for a question I can ask, but one good news was that the grandson would be a great devotee.
Correct.
The second was that although the two sons will be demon, but they will be killed by Lord so that they will be liberated.
Yes, these two good news he gave. Okay, now let's go to the question. Yes, Ajay Govind, please go ahead. Hare Krishna.
Questions also, Prabhu, here. So first question is related to the context of Kashyap Muni and Aditi, that the progeny happened in an inappropriate time with the inappropriate, mind. And here the wife is shown as a polluted mind. But I'm understanding, or is it okay to understand that it doesn't matter whether the wife or husband, it's either of the partner, if it's, aggressively going for the sexual intercourse as an inappropriate time, the progeny or the offspring would be polluted, or is only the women?
No, both are required because the consciousness, Prabhupada said in the purport, consciousness of both it affects the child. So it is ideal if both of them have good consciousness, and if one of them has bad consciousness, then there is a risk that the child who is born will be of inferior nature. And Prabhupada in the purport said, for a good son, to get a good son, specially the mother has to be, because in the mother's womb, the child is going to grow for 9 months. So the mother's role is more important. Both are important, but mother's role seems to be more important, according to Srila Prabhupada.
And second question, Prabhuji, is that you were talking about Draupadi, that Draupadi did loved all the Kurus, also Karna and Dushashan and Duryodhan. But then how do we take it that she desired the blood from the chest of Dushasan? You know,
Because that would pacify Bhim. That would pacify Bhim. Brikodhar, one who has great appetite for revenge,
Mhm.
like that. And yes, that also it shows to the world. It's a deterrent to the world that don't do such an act again. Otherwise, you will meet with such a ghastly death. That is there. But her inner desire was that let this not happen. But still, partially it happened. They partially tried to disrobe her. So the punishment had to come. So at least Parthastra Puta Padamapurasya. At least let them die at the hands of Parth. Both are Parth. Bhim is also Parth. He is also son of Pritha. Parthastra Puta Padamapurasya. They will get Parampadam. Like that. Okay.
And this context, Prabhuji, we have always heard that Draupadi did called Krishna because first she tried by herself and then she could not help, so she called Krishna, showing that, the devotees have to be dependent on Krishna till the time we are trying our own effort. Krishna probably will leave it to us, and when we totally leave it to Krishna, then he comes for the help. So, where is this other version of or other preview of that Draupadi did had love for Dushasan and Karna is mentioned is in Mahabharata or?
No, this is the opinion analysis of our acharyas. I heard this particular thing that she was the well-wisher from my spiritual master, His
Okay.
Radhanath Swami Maharaj, that she wanted to protect them from committing that sin. And also, I have heard this from Pujya Shri Hanuman Prasad Poddar, Srila Prabhupada's friend.
Oh, okay.
There's a Hindi lecture on YouTube. There also, Pujya Shri Bhaiji, he said
Right.
that Draupadi called. Generally, devotees don't call in trouble. Draupadi called, but she's exception. She didn't call for herself. She called to protect.
Uh-huh.
Because Draupadi says to Dushasan, it's there in Mahabharata. Bhagwan Vyasdev writes in Mahabharata, Draupadi says that Dushasan, you are like my son. You are like my child. Because you are the younger brother, no?
Hmm.
Husband's younger brother, Yudhishthir's younger brother is like a son. So she said, you are like my son. How can you even think of stripping me naked? So Draupadi had that. A mother always tries to protect the child from danger. So she was looking at Dushasan as a child, a crazy child who was doing a crazy act, which will only create inauspiciousness for him in the future. And she was trying to prevent that. I've heard this from my Guru Maharaj and from.
Yeah, I heard it for the first time, so I was a little curious because most of the time the version we hear is that she did not earlier called Krishna because she was trying for herself, and then in this episode we learn that till the time we are trying to resolve our problem ourselves, Krishna will wait and watch. But when we totally depend on Krishna and surrender, then he takes the control.
True, all these lessons are correct.
Right.
From one pastime, many lessons can be learned. So 1, 2, 3, all of them are correct. We can learn all those things.
Thank you,
Okay.
Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Yes, so it is getting late. So very quickly, we'll take one last question. Shama Vallavi Mataji. Go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranams. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, can we call this, can we say this is the will of the Lord, Prabhuji, because she looks like an ideal mother. She wants liberation of her sons. She knows the danger of how the wrath of the Brahmanas is so dangerous. So, but I was wondering why Prabhupada did not mention that in the purport at all. Can we say like that it is the will of the Lord that Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu should be born?
So this is a very, very important point. Shama Vallavi Mataji, and we have to understand this point very deeply. So listen very carefully. This is very subtle. Jay and Vijay were cursed by Chatusana, the four Kumar brothers, that you will have to take birth in the world of the mortals 3 times. So Jay Vijay had to take birth, and you will take 3 births each as demons. So their demon birth was guaranteed. To get a womb for a Rakshas like Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha, it has to be a condemned womb, Abhadra. So the curse is there. It is going to happen. And again, this I have heard from my spiritual master, His Holiness Srila Radhanath Swami Maharaj. That act has to happen. Jai Vijay have to take birth in the material world because they have been cursed. But who becomes the via medium? That is their karma. For example, if in a busy street where there are many criminals, I keep my car unlocked, car door open, and I keep my phone on the dashboard. Hare Krishna. I keep the phone on the dashboard and I walk away. It is inevitable that my phone is going to get stolen. But who in that crowd chooses to steal my phone? That person will be held responsible. You see? So Jai Vijay are going to be cursed. They have been cursed. They have to take birth as Rakshasas. A Rakshas can only take birth from a condemned womb, as Prabhupada mentioned. Now, who is going to be that condemned womb? That is up to the woman. Anybody could be. But Diti had the fault of excessive lust. So she became the via medium. So Maharaj was saying that the law of karma is there, destiny is there. Suppose I slap somebody. Now it is my karma that I will be slapped by somebody. But who decides to slap me, that person will be held responsible for slapping me. So I got my karma, but the person who became the agent of my karma, anybody could have become, but that person chose. So now that person is responsible. So anybody could have stolen. It was not compulsory that somebody has to steal my phone. Opportunity was there to everybody, but whoever did that wrong deed, whoever did that vikarma will be responsible. In this world, all of us get opportunity to do good things and all of us get opportunity to cheat. When we cheat, we are responsible. When we cheat somebody, it is possible that it was their karma, that they were bound to be cheated. But why should I become that person? Let someone else do. You see? So Diti, it was predestined that Jaya Vijay will come as Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu, but Diti becoming the via medium for their Rakshas birth is not entirely predetermined. The fault of lust was there. You see? Is that clear? You understanding the subtlety? What is destined? And even if something is destined, if a jiva becomes the via medium to deliver that karmic reaction to someone, the person is responsible for that. I cannot say I murdered you because it was your karma. Well, it may have been the karma, but I became the instrument of delivering that karma to that person, and that is my choice. I am responsible for that. You're understanding?
Yes, Guruji, but in the purport, Prabhupada writes, she did not attract Kashyapa Muni by her bodily features like that, but just like a banana tree is shaken by a mad elephant, that sexual agitation comes for her. So can we take, my question is that, can we take as the will of the Lord that Diti was the instrument like that?
Ultimately, everything is the will of the Lord. Nothing happens without Krishna's sanction. But we also have a responsible role. See, more or less, all of us are exposed to the same situation. You have the same Prabhupada's books. You have the same Hare Krishna Mahamantra. You have taken the same vows of initiation. Ajay Govind Prabhu has taken the same. Amrit Gaurangi Mataji has taken the same. Vasudha Bhagavati Mataji has taken the same. Mukta Sangha Prabhu has taken the same. Radha Gopinath Prabhu has taken. Janani Mataji same. I have taken the same. But is it that all of us are exactly equally advanced? No, no. Somebody is more advanced, somebody is we are all on the path, but now two devotees take initiation the same day, same time. But it is not necessary that both of them will make the same amount of spiritual progress. So the point is, all of us are exposed to different situations in life. But what choices we make on a moment-to-moment basis, day-to-day basis, cumulatively, it will decide how much we are going to advance. So Diti had a husband. It was her right to unite with her husband and have children. But insisting on having a child, conceiving a child at an inauspicious moment, not being able to control the sexual urge. You saw Prabhupada's language. Prabhupada was using strong language. This is like a prostitute she is behaving. And Prabhupada used heavy words because that was her free will. She could have waited, but she did not wait. Uniting with the husband is not a problem. Even Aditi did, but she did it in Vidhi Purvak, in a proper way. So, yes, Jai Vijay were destined to be born as Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu, but Diti becoming that via medium was her choice. We cannot say that it was Krishna's will, so it happened. I am not responsible. She was responsible and she had to face the consequences of her actions. Later on, we will read how much she cried when her sons were killed. Her life, Diti's life, is full of tears. है ना? Later on also she cries so much. She's lamenting so much. In fact, she becomes so disturbed that she performs a vrat to have a child who will kill Indra. You see? This is the extent to which Diti gets pain and suffering. To see one by one all her sons being killed, either by Krishna or by the Devatas like Indra. So, our misuse of free will have consequences. We will be responsible. Is that okay, Mataji? Are you able to understand the...
Yes, Praj. We should not become a bad instrument in the hands of the Lord.
Becoming an instrument to deliver somebody's bad karma to them is our choice. Why should we become? Let someone else become. Destiny is there, okay, but let destiny find another instrument. Why should we become instrument? We should choose to become instruments of delivering good karma to others. Okay? This verbatim I have heard from my Guru Maharaj in one class. So I'm just repeating what I heard. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. Okay. So we'll stop here. Shamchandra Prabhu, you had a question day before yesterday, but I'm sorry I had to rush. You still have that question or comment? I think Prabhuji's video is off. Okay. So we'll stop here. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki. Amrit Gaura Mataji, you want to say something? Yes. Go ahead, Mataji. You'll have to unmute.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances. All goes to Srila Prabhupada. Prabhuji, in the same line, Arjuna also was an instrument in destroying Kauravas and Kauravas. So, can't we apply that logic there also?
No, because Krishna was telling him, Ma Manuspara Yudhyacha. You fight. It's Krishna's order. So, that's the difference.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Arjuna was only saying, Karishya Vachanam Tava. Krishna, whatever you say, I will do. Shoot, I will shoot. Sit down, I will sit down. Like that. He was a puppet in Krishna's hand. We have to become puppet.
It was not driven by sense gratification there.
There is no personal motivation.
Correct.
He is doing devotional service for Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu.